and welcome to episode 1 of my overall planning system series, which I decided to title It's a New Month, Now What? The first thing we're going to go ahead and do is get my everyday carry out, as well as get my brain dump notebook out and open on my desk, so that if I have anything popping up in my head as I go through the video, I can go ahead and jot it down so that I don't forget. That is something that I like to do anytime I'm going to plan for a new month. And then we're also going to go ahead and open up my planner towards the end of the bulk so that I can go ahead and get my monthly routine card from Life Worth Planning on Instagram. This card has a list that was customized to my needs so that it could help me whenever I'm doing my planning routines, and that way flow so that I don't miss anything when I am working on a new month. Alright, so with that said, the first thing listed on here that I need to do is to prep new inserts, cut them, and file away my old ones. So let's go ahead and do that. I am actually going to be switching over to new monthly inserts by Paper Tess Designs. She is Paper Tess, I believe, on Instagram, and she just opened up her Printable shop. So I will definitely leave her link down below so you can check her out. She has some amazing minimal inserts. I'm also going to be going ahead and punching as well as cutting the slits on the holes of my new inserts, and thankfully the ones that I was previously using, I didn't really have a lot of them anymore, so I won't be wasting any old inserts or anything like that. But I did went ahead and print and cut the entire 6 months left of the year, so here I am punching them as well as cutting those slits that I'm talking about so that I can just easily pop them in and out of my planner. Here is July all ready to go, and then here I want to make a real quick comparison of the two inserts so that you all can see that they're a little similar, not exactly the same obviously, but they will function the same exact way. So even though I'm switching inserts, I'm still using them in the same manner. Also, here is all of the utensils, my essentials, and whatever that I like to use anytime I'm going to plan for a new month. So this includes stickers, page flags, of course my routine card, new highlighter that I got, and my key, as well as obviously the pen that we will be using. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer up so that you can see, and then of course change the angles out and in so that you can better see what I am actually doing. So here I'm trying to show you that the Paper Tess ones have an overview page to each month, and they also have 2 columns just like my previous one had. So what I'm going to do is, just like on the other ones, I'm going to use one of those columns, which is the one on the left side, as my personal listings, and then the right side I'm going to use for work and money listings. So I'm going to go ahead and write the days out for the entire month, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of highlighting so that I could just make them pop a little. And I am using a Tombow number 992 in this very pretty light beige color to do so. Alright, so once that is out of the way, I am just kind of comparing the two so that I can guide myself. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is making it rain with all my Sweet Caress dot stickers. Well, I'm going to pick up my eyebrow tweezers because, like always, I have really big hands and I have a really hard time picking out this little bitty transparent dots, but I still really like them. So what I do is I am going to, since I ran out of the colors that I had already given out to my key, which I have on the left side, I am going to use what I have and then just put down dots on those important dates that I'm going to later list out on the left side of the insert. Before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to also assign the reminders and inbox as well as the debt portion on this side of the insert. And then this is me laying down a little sticky note page flag so that I can put the amount of the debt that we have of for the month. And then I'm going to highlight the headers just so that, like I said, they pop out a little bit more. And then now we can move on to listing the actual stuff that I have going on. Going to reference my inbox bulk in my planner. The cover vellum sheet is by Sweet Caress, and then I have this Peanuts Planner Co. task management insert that functions as my general inbox as well as upcoming and urgent inbox. So here is where I jot a lot of the stuff that are pending or coming later on throughout the month or the year. As you can see, I also clipped a appointment card on the back of that. And then since I'm already thinking of all the things that I have going on during the month, I'm also going to do a little bit of a brain dump over here in my journal, and that's just gonna sit on the side of my desk while I go ahead and jot all the stuff down. As it turns out, I didn't have a lot to brain dump, so I'm just going to go right ahead and move on to writing down whatever I know for sure is happening this month. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that that is out of the way, I'm going to start the fun stuff. I'm going to pick up my sticker stash, which I have stored in this little gum case, and get my Brooklyn Graysco mini icon stickers. I love using these because they fit really good in the small boxes of the monthly. And then on those dotted days, I'm going to use stickers, basically just matching whatever I have going on the day of. Next thing I'm doing is writing down my reminders and inbox stuff, which is done. And then since it is already the 3rd of July, I like to highlight as the days go by on the left side of that insert. So I went ahead and did that as well. The last little touch was to highlight the July header, and then now I can check off everything I have already done from my routine card, which were all of these, and then we can also move on to whatever's next. So that would be to plan out my social media content calendar, which I actually do in another planner, but you'll get to see that further in this series. But since I am in the same planner, what I want to do next is update any trackers, and so that's what I'm going to do right here, as well as check off any reoccurring tasks. My reoccurring tasks are very boring adult stuff like car maintenance stuff and things like that. So that's what I did there. And then just checking my little routine card once again to not forget that I need to update those trackers that I mentioned earlier, which are in my personal section, because these are trackers that pertain to my health and well-being overall. So I have my mood tracker, my period, and then here I'm showing you that I'm also going to be switching over from these fold-out trackers from Peanuts Planner Co. to her compact ones. So I'm tracking sleep in the back and then the other things in the front, but I had already updated those. So next up I have my workout tracker fold out, and I didn't really do much workout in June, but I did do some at the beginning of this week of July, so that's what I'm updating right here. So the way I track my workouts is I basically color code them, and depending on the physical activity that I did, I assign a color to each of them, and then I write out the minutes that I did of and the title of the video if I did like a at-home workout. So next up in my card is to update finances, which is done elsewhere. So we're going to move down to writing down goals for the next month. I actually already did that in my EO Edits bundle, which is this one right here, also in my personal section. And because they are a little bit private, I'm not going to do that on screen, but that's what I would do next. So moving right on, but sticking to my routine card, is to plan out my social media content calendar. But before I do that, I do want to clean up a little bit so that I can make room to plan that out. So this is me just putting everything back where it belongs so that everything can be in the correct spot once I go back to flipping through my planner. And then here's a little overview of what I just planned on screen with you, which is the month of July, putting in my page marker for the month. And then really quickly, I'm also going to glance at my Plan with Vienna trigger list bundle. This is the productivity bundle, and it is super helpful. It is basically a trigger list of lists that can help you remember anything you might need to plan for the upcoming days. Nothing popped in my head after glancing through that, which means I can be done with my everyday carry as far as my monthly goes, and I can move on to planning out the social media content calendar stuff that goes in my social media planner, which is this one right here. But that will be for episode number 2. So I hope that you enjoyed this video thus far and that you stick around for the upcoming series. So until then, I catch you in my next one. Bye.